Thanks for watching Four Color Commentary. I'm Mark Allen, and this is another edition of Bookshelf Bounty. And today we have Doug Wildey's Rio, the complete saga. Now, I mentioned just a while back Rio in an Affordable First, his first appearance, and I just felt like this was a good. This one was leaping out at me when I looked at my bookshelf to decide what's the next bookshelf bounty book. First of all, this is just a really attractive trade paperback with some amazing cover that simulate. I don't know how they do so well on a simulated leather cover for a paperback, but they do. But then just a really great looking book, and as you can see there, it says. Rio was Doug Wildey's masterpiece. Now, I remind you that Doug Wildey was the creator of Johnny Quest, so quite a important figure in pop culture. But Rio was Doug Wildey's masterpiece, a Western hero unlike any ever seen before in comics. Collected in its entirety for the first time in a single volume, this book presents all of Wildey's published Rio stories, and this is the important part, as well as 2 never-before-released graphic novellas. If you're not familiar, and we'll get to that in a moment, if you're not familiar with Doug Wildey's work, it's amazing. This is a man who has actual Western art hanging in museums, and he's just very much a student of the great Western artists, and not just comic book artists, but you get an idea of the look of some of the washed look of his color stories, just beautifully done. And if you were ever fans of any old Western TV series like Gunsmoke or Bonanza, The Rifleman, any of those, or any of the old movies, you're going to enjoy this. Now, obviously, there is some work in black and white. In fact, the 2 graphic novellas that were never released. The neat thing about, and there are cover reproductions as well, but the neat thing about the graphic novellas is that some of them weren't completed. So you have some that are completely penciled, inked, and colored. You have some that are penciled and inked and only partially colored. It's hard to get this open so you can see, but you can kind of get the idea there on that panel. And there are some that were only partially, they're drawn, but only partially inked. Just an amazing way to present some of these graphic novellas. And just beautiful, beautiful work. And whether you're a Rio fan, now, I had been a Rio fan for years, so I had to get this book. It was a no-brainer when I first saw it solicited in Previews magazine. But I tell you, I've known people who never heard of Rio, never even heard of Doug Wildey, but upon seeing this book, they picked it up because it's just beautiful. So, this is Doug Wildey's Rio. It is Bookshelf Bounty. You ought to have it on your bookshelf. So go out there and get it. And thanks for watching 4 Color Commentary.